and weird. But yeah. So it's in the
ASMR.
podcast, and about halfway during the podcast, I look over here. And I show Dad this thing. I told him where I put it, and he's like, "How'd you even hang it up there?" I was like, "Shit." I told him, so I have it balancing here. I got duct tape on that corner and that corner. I put a nail through the door. And Mom's over there, and she's like, he didn't do that, Rob. He didn't do that. I'm like, no, it's right there. And like, you see it? So then I followed up. I'm like,
Why did you put a nail there, but duct tape on the other corners?
because it's got to sit on something. I have it sitting on top of the nail,
Oh.
so it's
Oh.
got to be on something.
You just have it sticky up there.
Yeah, it's like kind of. If it was like straight on. It would
Oh,
fall.
yeah, don't touch it.
Oh.
I remember the helmet. When we got the helmet signed.
Yeah, and I put that there so it doesn't show the door because that's disguising the entire door like that.
That is funny.
And I show him my wall over here, which I'm really excited about. I like the
Haley
wall.
did that.
Yeah, Haley did this. I like
That's
the alien.
amazing.
And I put the nails up here. So there's nails in this wall. As you can see, this the outline of my human.
You know what should go above that? My eyeball.
That one right there.
Yeah. I have an eyeball over there that he has not
It
shown.
was on Mom's first episode. Yeah, it looks good at this angle when we're doing the dual podcast, but when it's just me, you can't see it. It
Yeah.
cuts off right here.
Yeah.
I like how
can
you
see
see how
that.
the
What's
the
that
stupid
red
follow
thing
your
that's
heart
at the
thing.
top?
Which one?
The red thing that's at the top. Yeah. It looks red.
Oh, that's on the camera. This is recording.
Okay. What heart thing? This is gonna be interesting.
No, and then so I'm showing Dad this, and I'm like, cool. So there's all these nails over here, and that deer. You see the deer over there?
Yeah, I remember the deer head.
It's right there. And I had it right here for the longest time, but every time I do an episode, I knock it out the wall and just keep on
I
falling.
just said dad.
Huh?
Did Dad see it on there?
No, but I told Dad about the pillow. I was like, Dad, look how the pillow's hanging. He's like, that's really cool. I'm like, did you see it? There's two huge nails. One there. You see the one right there? Look. I put a huge nail into the pillow. I don't know where I even got
These
this
walls are
pillow.
gonna be jacked up
Especially this corner.
after.
You can see the outline of the
And they're already talking about like they have to replace all the carpets in the house. Look at the carpet.
yeah, I have
Especially your room.
coffee stains everywhere. I have tape everywhere. Dust everywhere.
That's interesting.
I'm trying to get rid of the bed for a while. If I got rid of
The
the
bed?
Yeah, and I just want to get
Because
like
you don't sleep. He doesn't sleep here.
Who are you talking to?
You. Talking to the people. You don't sleep here. You sleep over there.
Thanks. I do, yes. Don't look at the camera.
Okay. I'm not. What camera? Okay, can we start?
Super gay. Don't do that either.
What's the-
Yeah. So you're gonna have to like continue to talk too.
Talk?
I'm gonna be
Okay. Who was that?
this is
Taylor?
Yeah.
What did she say? Can you tell her I said hi?
She said, "Yeah, I know, right?"
Tell her Jen says hi.
Came up with it one day.
I got Michael the
We're talking about physics.
humankind brain. I mean human mind brain. Huh. I saw a story about that. Your first episode, maybe it was like second or third episode, you started talking about that.
Mhm.
You never said my name though.
What did I say?
You said my sister got me this.
I was thinking,
It's
how should I
pretty
title
cool.
this episode?
Michael and Jen, brother and sister.
Well, you see, all my episodes are titled Michael Live Show number, and then I put a dash. But I do Charles Goodman as Charles Goodman. I don't say my friend because that would be fucking weird.
My friend
be like a-
Charles.
I'd be like a mentally unstable person. I'd be like the
This is my
person,
friend.
like a very crazy person, or I would be like someone with like,
This is my friend.
yeah,
Charles.
like mentally handicapped.
My mom, Becky.
Well, for those ones, I didn't say Becky Laz or Robert Laz. I said my dad, my mom.
Okay, so what are you gonna do for this one?
I don't know.
Chicken lumps.
You can't just say chicken lumps like that.
Yeah. Dodo. Oh, this is gonna be good. Y'all are in for it today. I mean tonight.
Ugh.
It is. No, but the real story about the human mind is I was in an antique store in Havre de Grace watching dogs. And it was a big antique store. And I saw that, and only person that came to mind that would ever like a thing like that was you. Because there's really nothing to it but lines on a brain.
You hold your money.
Well, yeah. Ow.
It's a bust.
Is it really, though, on the left side of the brain? Has that much more going on than the right side of the brain? Or
No,
do they
so
just-
I 1 second, I can put this here.
See, I have the question mark.
No, apparently, so the whole left side and the right side of the brain it's not real.
Really?
Yeah. And the reason, and I was talking because I said it, and Taylor's like, that's not true, right? And she explained it to me in the way, because when you see this brain, the way it's divided right now, it makes you want to think that the brain is 2D. So this is 3D. So all these structures that you see, they go deep into the brain.
Okay.
So, but when they go deep, they cross over to the left side and the right
To
side
the
of the
other
brain.
side.
Yeah. So this huge hope part is also over here too.
You've really pronunciated that P.
Hope.
Hope.
And the only reason why they even have an idea of what this is because they trigger certain emotions, like for whatever, a picture that shows hope. So like a picture of, or
A kid that survived cancer.
yeah, but that could trigger too many. You would have to do one
Oh.
that is super non-biased, like that doesn't have multiple meanings, like
A light from the sky.
self.
You know when the clouds separate and the light shine? That's hope.
Mastery process.
Mastery process?
Number, order, color, weight,
I guess that's
size, language, individuality. See what what does that even mean? Individuality.
eating. Firmness
Intellectual
is
or
up
religion.
there. Isn't
Yeah, and the
firmness
way
up
they
there?
do it is they just put like probes in your brain to see what lights up the most.
Have you seen that video about the male and women brain? How they're like shelves? The male brain, how they structured it was there's like shelves and
So
they
what the fuck?
store
What's going on? What's going on?
what
What's going on?
in
How's school?
life? School's stressful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why?
There's a lot of work.
Mm.
Balancing everything. There's no dog there for me
You can always find one.
on the street.
Mhm.
No, there's no Charlie.
You can take Charlie.
I can't. You know how much you had to pay?
$80 a month, right?
$350 to start off with, plus like $35 a month
Yeah. Well, once you pay that,
for
yeah.
for a German Shepherd in a small apartment. That's too much. We already have a cat there. They're sneaking the cat in. She hasn't paid for the cat.
Oh.
Shh. Shh. Oh. I'm not saying names.
Who?
Exactly.
They don't have to do that. They could just look for the cat in the apartment.
Nah, she hides in her room. But no, I'm doing a second grade classroom.
What does that mean?
I'm doing a second grade classroom. So I'm an education major,
Okay.
elementary education.
Okay.
And I don't know why I feel like I want to look at it.
You're peeking at them.
I am.
Yeah.
But and I have a student teaching placement with a mentor teacher. And I have second grade, which they are all lovely students, and I love them. But there are some that are
They're what? TikToks?
kind of like TikToks. No, not exactly TikToks. Not exactly TikToks.
But like remotely similar?
No, just I know. No, they're not TikToks.
What's a TikTok?
Michael,
What?
you should have saw them last night. Go on.
Who? I should have saw what?
You talking to them again. You should have saw them.
Saw who? The kids or me or the TikToks?
You guys should have saw Michael on TikTok last night.
I wasn't. I was
You
looking
were
up
showing me the
the
TikToks.
babies. That's what they are. They're a bunch of babies.
Little babies.
The people that dress up, put pacifiers in their mouth, and say, "Come here, daddy." That's what they do. That's what they
What
do.
do you think their problem was?
Really?
Yeah.
You think I should answer this?
Yeah.
Their problem?
What do you think their
I
childhood
think
was
they're
like?
raped at a really young age.
Yeah.
I think they were stunted. I think their family was way too open all the time, and they never developed boundaries. And I think
They
they,
had a dad figure in their life. Do you think that's important?
yeah, yeah. Well, they don't. Yeah, they don't have a dad. They don't have a dad. I think they were molested as a child. I think. I mean, they were stunted, which could like they just that part of your emotions just never filled up. Like you just never got past. Like, you stopped sucking on a pacifier. Why? Because people stopped giving you pacifiers. They never got past that point in their
I
life.
just want to shut up. So
Sometimes,
here's a pacifier.
When something very traumatic happens, you just completely pull yourself away, and then the life just keeps on going past you. So whatever that tragedy
Until it hits
was,
you again, and they're probably like,
it's at 4 years old. Like they're 25 years old, living in a 4-year-old body, but they need help.
"Oh
People
yeah,
need help. But you
and
can't.
TikTok's not the answer." I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, they are
So-
TikToks.
I know. That's what I was
They're
getting at.
TikToks.
And yeah, but they go to TikTok as like a safe haven
A breeding ground of.
because there's encouragement on there that they can find.
How's it being a woman? I asked mom that question.
How's it being a woman?
Yeah. First of all, why are you doing one ear on, one ear off?
Because
What are you, a rapper?
like a DJ. Did you see me earlier? How's it being a woman? Well,
With all I know.
well, actually, growing up, don't lick it.
I'm not. I'm trying not to laugh.
Yes.
Don't look at my kneecap when I try to fart.
Being a woman, growing up.
Being a woman.
See, it's so hard. I don't mean this in a weird
Stop
way.
looking at them. Stop looking at them.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You just. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I still feel like a lady instead of a woman. I'm serious. I'm being serious. Like I moved past the girl part.
What does that mean?
I feel like a woman is too.
Ew, what does that mean? You have kids?
I feel like a woman's too proper for me right now at my age. So I
you're
feel like I'm a lady.
You're like a larger ogre woman who doesn't shave her armpits.
No, I shaved today.
Hold on a second.
Well,
So it's just a paraphrasing. You're not a woman. You're
I
a
am.
lady.
I'm a woman.
You feel like
I'm
a lady,
woman, but like,
but you're not a girl anymore.
okay, see, that makes it sound crazy.
What do you start off as?
But I feel like mom's a woman. Like, see, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. You guys might out there.
What
Like,
happens?
do you feel like a man?
I don't feel like anything ever.
Okay, but like, if you had to give yourself like a guy, a man, or a boy,
A boy.
you think you're okay? So like, that was. I feel like I'm a lady
Why? Why
because
you?
a woman is too mature for me. I think I'm not mature enough to be a woman
So you're
yet.
saying mom is.
More mature than I. I don't know why I just switched it, but
So what between a girl to whatever you are?
A lady?
What's the graduation point there?
I feel like I'm more mature than
Yeah.
a girl.
Yeah.
Well, not like a girl because everyone's different. They mature on their own speed, but I just don't feel like I'm a woman yet. Like when you hear woman, you're like a woman.
That's a transsexual. That's someone in the process of getting a wiener.
Like someone in the process of getting a wiener? No, they'd be in the process of
That
getting a
was a deeper
vagina.
voice.
Oh,
No, you
that's
said.
what I was going
You
back
said
to.
I'm a woman.
I'm a
That's what
woman.
you said. You just Caitlyn Jennered us.
But I gotta sit like a lady. Well, no, growing up, I always
Is that how
felt
they
like
say
I
it?
was one of
Crisscross applesauce.
yeah.
Is that what ladies do?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's comfy. This is the comfiest position. 1 second.
Let's all wait on you.
But I feel like growing up, I never got taken as like or considered as a girl a lot.
Is that because of your physical appearance? Broad
That
shoulders,
yeah, I really looked like a boy.
thick kneecaps.
I played with
Your
boys.
thick kneecaps.
I do have thick. Look at these. Look,
Your kneecaps.
where are they?
You got large quads, but
I used
got
to tell
some
people I can
thick
crack my
kneecaps.
cheeks.
your kneecaps like like a jaw of a cow.
They're not that bad.
like a bison jaw.
Well, they've been through a lot. Especially this
Like, you
one.
know that 4-year-old kid at bowling alley has a big gumball in their mouth.
Michael,
Like, you have 2 gumballs.
my kneecaps are not that.
So
What
why
was
were
that?
you a man?
I'm not a man. I'm not a man.
I love how serious you are. Okay.
I'm trying to, growing up as a woman. I mean, girl, but not really taken seriously as a girl. I don't think I felt like a girl. Okay, I
Please break
promise
this
I
down.
always belonged in my body. I always felt like I belonged as a girl, as a female. I really have.
Okay, because we're all worried.
But growing up, I was always a tomboy.
Uh-huh.
But like sometimes I hated pink, hated purple, just because it correlated to being a girl.
Mhm.
And I felt like I never got taken seriously
You felt like a
if
man.
I was too girly. Yeah. And I played way too many sports, I feel like. Did you just
What does that mean?
like,
Wipe up
I
my
feel like every chance I got, I was either with you and your friends playing like football or like just not doing what
just straight up
girls
tackle
do.
football. Just crushing you up against trees and shit.
Oh
You're
yeah.
bigger than half my
Oh,
friends.
funny story. First time we were on our way to Wisconsin and
Which was
I
our
really-
family vacation every
Which-
year.
18 hours in a car together.
Just smell like farts at
And then
McDonald's.
because of you,
Sweaty armpits.
Micah would act up and then mom would turn around and like slap him in the face.
Jesus Christ.
And then I'd be asleep in the back seat.
Just waking up to tears. And Rob kicking me out of the car to walk home. We're like in the middle of 95. We're like in the middle of like,
only
like
thing that's around
buttfuck
us are
Ohio.
woods.
And Jen wakes
Those are
up to
gas
just
stations. She'd be like, Michael, stop it. I'm about to turn around and smack you. He'd be like, who?
That's probably why you're
'Cause
so
you always
scared of
had to-
confrontation.
Who?
You.
Yeah,
You hate arguments.
I do. Because I was always scared you're going to get punched or
Oh
like
my
get thrown on this.
Don't say punched.
Not punched. Just,
My dad didn't punch me.
no, just like slapped. Or like, what is it?
Flicked?
Flicked. You got flicked a lot. I don't think I've ever been flicked because I was scared.
My parents are gonna get arrested.
Oh, our parents have been the most loving.
Oh my God. We sound like we suffer from Stockholm syndrome. They just beat us, but they loved us too.
Just you, not me. I didn't do anything. I was scared. I've always been scared.
It's because I was
a
a team player.
Yeah.
I took the blunt force. I took the
No, you always had to get the last word in, even
I
if it was
took-
unnecessary.
I took the heat.
Uh-huh.
I took the heat.
But we were on the way to Wisconsin, and I really had to pee. And so Dad stopped on the side of the road.
Getting you
So
Jen
we
stories.
we took a family trip into the woods. And
Did you feel like a woman or a man at this stage of your life?
well, listen.
Okay.
I went on my own little adventure to go pee, so I got some privacy, and I was standing up to pee
Uh-huh.
because growing up, I only went with you and Dad in the woods,
Oh my God.
only you two, and
Your friends are gonna listen to this.
I don't care. That's called wait time.
What does that do
I've
with
learned
it?
that as a teacher. Well, as a teacher, you ask a question. You
That's
allow,
when the
like,
kid
7
like me in the
seconds.
class rips a fart out of their ass.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. It's like the teacher basically setting it up for attention.
Ow!
Why are you eating the mic?
That hurt.
It's a $120 mic. Don't do that.
And then all of a sudden, I always saw them going pee in the woods when I went with them in the woods, and they would always stand up
Yeah.
because
Because we have penises.
that's the only thing I saw. So I was standing up in the woods in
It's
Wisconsin,
like Sasquatch.
and Mom
back
out
then.
of nowhere, I get pushed down.
Hold up, time. So Rob's back there with peeing.
Yeah, Dad's in like one corner.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are
I
we
think you're
parked
in
on the car?
we're parked on the side of the road.
Okay, so right
in the middle of
now,
nowhere.
Rob, you, and Becky are all out of the car.
You're in the car.
I'm in the car.
Yeah.
And everyone else is hanging out in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did Mom do?
She came up behind me, pushed me down into a squat position. I peed all over my pants, everywhere, and then I had to ride the rest of the way home with no pants on because I didn't have any clean pants.
Oh,
But she was like, "That is not ladylike, Jen. That's not how you're supposed to pee in the woods." And you just have to move your hips forward, and then you're good.
They
Yeah,
teach you wait time?
as a teacher,
What does that do?
it allows us. So when you ask a question to the
Don't
students,
get all serious like that.
when you ask a question to the students, is that better?
That's fine, yeah. That's good.
You want to allow wait time so they have time to take in what you ask, and then allow.
Wait, a bunch of dumbasses?
You know, sometimes there's like the really, really smart kids who know all the answers and they raise their hands like in 1 second.
Okay.
There might be some other kids who know the answer, but they just don't think about it as quickly as a really smart kid. That was me.
So what does wait time make it equal for everybody?
You make them feel pressured to answer.
Yeah, but what if you wait so long and they still get the wrong answer?
That's okay. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, but not to the dumb kid, because the dumb kid is never gonna feel good because he's gonna be like more time there. I still
and
can't
that's
get
why
the
I
answer.
think teachers should not randomly call on students to answer questions. Like the stick thing. I think the stick thing with the names.
That is literally anxiety. You know, people have anxiety disorders because of that.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. I never put my name on it.
You didn't?
No.
I think those should only be used to make groups.
No, screw that. Don't put me in a group.
So, but that's part of the curriculum now.
Okay, I get it, but that's another thing. Teachers don't understand. Well, they do understand, but those social hierarchies that you have in school, if you had to intermix with those groups, people say, "Oh, make friends," but like, no, that is like terrifying because that shit is like on lock. Like, if you're a goth, you don't hang out with the jocks. And it's not even just because you don't like them. It's because your parents know their parents and they hate those
But
parents.
that's why I feel like it should start at a young age, like kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. Because after that, that's when...
Oh, we can just not work together. That's a beautiful thing, too. That's what Hitler did.
Huh?
That's what Hitler did. He brought everyone together. Jesus did the same thing.
Yeah.
Shouldn't compare Hitler and Jesus together, should I?
I mean...
Mahatma Gandhi did it, too, except he liked little people.
TikToks?
No, he didn't like TikToks. That's terrible.
I know.
This is gonna get you.
I don't know why that came out.
Hopefully, no teachers watch this. You're not getting paid yet, so it doesn't matter.
I feel like
that is pretty cool. I do admire that. Like, when people tell me they're teachers, my first thought is, like that is. There's so many things I know I won't do in life, and that's one of them. I would never be a teacher. Not because, like, I don't think I could be one, but I just know I wouldn't be capable of doing it.
It's really hard, especially in today's society with our education system being the way it is. It's screwed up.
Like, shitty. We should do what the Asians do. Just a school year round. If you start that from an early age, then it's like...
Isn't that what President Obama wanted to do? In the beginning of his term, he was talking about, like,
be voted in. He wasn't actually
going to do it. Yeah.
But I think it's a good idea.
But wouldn't that be, like, 3 weeks off at a time?
Yeah, but if you start him young, it doesn't matter. Then you don't know what summer of school is.
I feel like summer really causes...
Only issue with that, though, is suicide. Because when you go to school for that long, you're expected to be a certain level of intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you go to school that much. And also in a lot of those Asian cultures.
And what countries do they do that in?
Eastern part of the world, so a lot of Asian countries. India, too. And if you don't, like, if your family wants you to be a doctor and you don't be a doctor, it gets really bad. And it gets really bad. I've read this in this book.
I need to read that book first.
This one's good. This one's really good. This one I annotated.
Yeah, I remember you.
So this one I read it in where it's like in Eastern cultures. So like for Asians, they feel not shame, but like they let down the whole family. Whereas like American culture, you feel shame, like you like or not shame. You feel like you messed up, but you don't feel like you messed up the entire family. But like in the Asian cultures, if like you are supposed to be a doctor, but you become like a trash man, you gotta. It's not good for you, obviously, but it's worse for your family. 'Cause you like your parents literally sometimes commit suicide because they feel like you failed, like you
They
disgraced the entire family. Like we just raised an idiot.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. So when did you start feeling
jeez.
like evolving from like Charmander to Charizard, from a girl to a woman? Is it
I'm
after
not a
you
woman
got
yet. I mean, I
pushed?
am a woman. I'm a female. Oh God, not this again.
Did you get put like when you got pushed into the squat position? Is that when you become a lady?
I still struggled after that.
What does that mean?
Middle
What
school,
does that mean?
I would still stand up sometimes peeing just because I had PTSD from squatting because I peed all over my pants. I didn't think I could do it. I was shamed.
I do like something about having wet pants. You can feel like when I pee my pants.
It's like Friends.
What?
Remember that guy on your one little league baseball team, South Maryland? I think his name was Daniel. I'm not
Oh,
exactly sure
oh
though.
yeah.
He said that one peeing your pants is like making friends. You feel the warmth, but no one else sees it. It's something like that. I don't know.
It sounds like
I think that's all messed up.
something's going on in that house.
Okay, it was a joke that I messed up.
It's a joke, but not when it's coming out of an 8-year-old's mouth. Get a little
Yeah.
weird. But I do remember that joke. I used to just pee myself
Okay.
because I liked it when the cold air, when the wind would fly by,
That's why you peed yourself?
like it shivers. That and I didn't understand why you would have to go to potty
Yeah.
if you had potties.
Huh?
I didn't understand why you would go pee if you really had to go pee and you could just pee yourself. Because you got a washing machine.
Yeah.
But apparently washing machines don't clean pee.
They don't?
No, they do, but like people would freak out if you like when I would pee my pants, mom would like lose her mind.
I think it's because the whole idea of training your kids to use the toilet. I don't know.
What am I, a dog?
We train kids. Michaela tonight was great on the toilet. Just where have we gone with this?
Do you ever conversate? Do you just like
I
Just
just spurt out.
sentences? Like you just do hard periods.
Yeah. Yeah. Middle school was rough. Okay. For me to keep going with the story, you're choppy too, though. You get chopped up. You start switching things too. It's not just me.
You're right.
Yeah. Do you feel like a man? That's all.
Do you have any childhood stories?
Um.
Isn't this weird? Whenever I get on a podcast with a guest, everything that you want to talk about, they just goes out the window.
Oh yeah.
Like you've done it before. It's like this happened a lot.
No, because I've been wanting to do
Mhm.
this thing with you.
Yeah, we're 30 minutes into it. You told people that you watched your brother get punched, that you got forced to pee, and that you feel like a woman/man sometimes.
I've never seen you get punched. I've seen you get flicked and slapped.
Mhm.
Not punched though.
I know.
Yeah. Throughout since the beginning to now, you look different. Have you ever, when you were lifting weights, maybe it was just me, and I were when weight training class in high school, you're doing chest, like bench press, and the other person was spotting from behind, and you stare at their face, and it starts becoming deformed.
Mhm.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I'm sure I have.
Isn't that crazy that their face just becomes deformed?
No, it's just from
And
a
you
different
close your
angle.
eyes for like 5 seconds, and
Well,
then
it's
you
because
open
I'm
it,
used
and
to
they
seeing
feel
you at
normal.
this angle my entire life. So if I see you from a different angle, it looks like a different person. That was deep. That was a deep thought. Figure that one out in a
I
second.
tried.
It's bad.
I tried to get deep.
It's
I
bad.
could say my word thing, my word theory.
Yeah, there you go. Drop it.
Okay, Michael tells me I'm stupid after I say this, but it's seriously what I think about all the time. all the time. I looked at it again. I looked at them again. It's okay.
Every time you talk, you're about to laugh.
I am about to laugh. It's because my nerves. Why? Okay, I know why. I come from.
Dude, you look so long.
Do I really?
You look like even in Monster Inc.
I know Monsters Inc.
Yeah,
But I'm trying to
the
think of
long
what you're.
one, the one that mean one.
Oh, the Salazar? No, not
Yes.
Salazar. Salamander.
Yeah, the way your back is all curved, and the sweatshirt's really big, so it's like. You just look like.
I'm chill.
Okay.
Chill, bro.
Tell them about your.
Okay. Okay, I understand where words come from.
I'll tell them about my autistic one.
Okay. Words. Well, what I've heard, they come from like Latin roots, and that's how like English was formed, is from Latin roots, whatever, something like that. But why is like a bush called a bush, and like a tree called a tree? Like, why wasn't a tree called a bush or a bush called a tree? Like, when did someone just go like, that's a door? What does a door mean? Does a door mean a thing made of wood? Or like the definitions, and then when you take like an English word and you translate into a Spanish word to mean the same
I'll give you a
thing.
definition. I can tell you the reason why.
Really? It's like baño. How is that bathroom?
That's just I don't know.
I just think
It's just a translation. So all words are a code name for different atom formations.
keep going.
Okay. So there's a part of this book that I read. So quantum mechanics is the study of particles, pretty much. And any object, any person, anything in the world is an atom. So this bottle is a formation of atoms in a particular setting. That's all it is. Like even the plastic, the liquid inside, all of it's a formation that we've been able to combine to develop this specific item. Same thing with this bust right here. This is just a formation of atoms.
Mhm.
Now, if we lived in a world where we didn't use identifiers, aka words, we would have to call this thing by every single atom that makes it up. And so in order to understand what this looks like, we would have to understand what every atom formation look like to
God.
develop this thing. So all words are basically a summary of quantum mechanics forming a certain object or certain thoughts in our head. Because even memories, even thoughts are just a firing of different chemicals and particles. So I don't know where the words came from, but I know they're used to allow us to think quicker and to move faster and to be more efficient
It's crazy.
than other animals. Like a dog, if I tell them go get the tree, they run at the tree because I'm pointing a direction, and they understand pointing because they've been
Sometimes Charlie,
domesticated for 50,000 years.
but sometimes Charlie, like you say ball without pointing, she'll go get the
But
ball.
that's not because of the ball. That's a sound effect. That's the way they hear it.
ball.
It hits a certain thing in their brain that it's a memory pattern.
Oh, that's why.
But humans can be like, oh, this is a bust. Why is this a bust? Because I've seen this formation that has this characteristic, that has this feeling to it. That's what words are. They're basically, all they are is just a group of sounds that we
crazy.
universally understand and we accept. And that's why I can say, hey, look at that piece of wood over there. You know, wood, you know what wood is. If I just said, look at that wood over there, you could look at that wood, that, this the siding right there, that wood. But if I say peace, you're thinking, oh, what does peace mean? Peace.
Oh, see, that's just.
So then it breaks it down even smaller.
Yeah.
Piece of wood, of something, if you separate of something. So like taken away, extracted. So then piece of wood. And since you know what all those words mean, you have a minor definition of all three of those, you can formulate an idea just like that. If we didn't have words, like you're saying, or if we identify them differently, aka different languages, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what language. We would have to define that object in the space, taking up those particles, stuff like that. So
actually, that clears it up a little bit.
It makes a little bit more sense.
It
but
does.
But that's, I mean, you can, if you want to, like with your kids, you can test them and just like completely switch things up. You can be like, that tree
Oh,
is actually grass.
oh gosh. So many people say because how many times I mess up my words,
Mhm.
like all the time. You I feel like after mom, we just all
Yeah.
do it. Um, so many people are like, your students are gonna have their own language in the classroom.
Mhm.
Like you're just gonna, how are they gonna pass your class?
But that's
And
all body language. You know when people say body language, all body language is nonverbal words.
mhm,
Body language is universal. That's what's crazy about body language. You can have words translated word language, which is not universal, but body language is a translation throughout all cultures.
mhm.
Because all cultures, all animals, humans make the same movements. Like what if I'm scared, it doesn't matter what culture you are. Yeah, you go like this because that's just this right here. I don't
Tensing,
know. I don't. Yeah, I don't know
like
the
you're tensing
biological reasons,
everything.
but I do know. Yeah, it makes your hands come closer, makes you tense up, so your
Defense.
blood pressure goes up. So you're ready. You're more alert when your blood pressure goes up.
Mhm.
Because if like you got scared and your blood pressure just didn't move up, you're going most likely to be a serial killer. You're a psychopath.
You know the fight and flight response?
Hmm.
Are you more of a flight or a fight? Do you think?
Flight or fight. So that means,
If you're in danger and something happens, are you more
yeah. See, I think that's what they taught us in school, but I don't.
yeah,
I don't think that's actually what it means. I think
how your brain
fight or
reacts?
flight. I think is a spectrum. And this is how I've been able to hypothesize it in my head. It's a spectrum, and the more so the fight or flight takes place in the part of your brain called the amygdala, which is the part of the brain that if it's very highly active, you have an anxiety
Is that
disorder
emotion?
or it's panic. Essentially,
Okay.
amygdala equals fight or flight. There's people that climb mountains and jump off of parachutes and shit like that.
Mhm.
They don't have an active amygdala. Your amygdala can be damaged at a young age. That's why you see these people who say like they're just so good under pressure because they
Mhm.
don't feel. They just don't. They don't get nervous.
Mhm.
People are like, oh, they're like like as cold as a rock. It's like, oh well, because they're not, or they have ice in their veins.
Mhm.
It's like, no, actually, that's true because they have ice in their veins because their heart rate didn't go up, so their body temperature didn't go up because their amygdala never fired, and that can be a result from a childhood experience. You know, if you're constantly in the house just yelling all the time, at that age, that young, 3, 4 years old,
You start
it's
getting used,
overly
yeah.
active and then it dies out and then nothing excites it like that.
Mhm.
That's why guys come back from the military and they're just like, because it went in overdrive for too long.
Mhm.
So I think fight or flight is if you're a fight and you stay there, I think your amygdala is less active, I think. And if it's like flight, it's like super highly active, I think. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, what do I know? I have
Sounds accurate.
no backing of
Oops.
that. But I do know like that solo documentary that came out. I never know where to put this wire.
I saw you've been playing with it.
I know. I never know where to put it. But like when that
On the
solo,
ground?
huh?
On the ground?
Yeah, but then I don't like the tension, the resistance it has
Do
against it.
this. Silly little snake.
That's why they say snakes are scary to all people because snakes are a shape that isn't a natural shape in nature.
I
Just
like snakes.
you like them,
I
but you
like
were
them. I
scared
wouldn't.
of them at one point in your life.
Well, dad and I always picked up snakes in our
Yeah,
backyard.
yeah. That's why like snakes are universally
Spiders, though,
scary to all animals.
because they're so weird.
They're strange. Yeah, they don't.
Octopuses,
Yeah, octopuses are just like 8 snakes put together.
amazing. I love octopuses. Blue ring octopus. You know how tiny they are? I'll show you. This tiny. They're like this tiny, and they can kill you like that.
But how tiny? You gotta compare it to something. Not everyone watches YouTube.
Um.
No. Just say shapes. You know things that exist in the world. A quarter, 2 quarters
Okay.
put together,
Let's say like
half a hot dog eaten.
a hamster.
A big one, a small one.
A normal size hamster, not a dwarf hamster, not a guinea pig, like a regular size hamster. Um,
It's like a bird, like a little blue jay.
yeah,
A little blue jay.
yeah, they're like that size.
Mm-hmm.
And if they bite you,
Octopus's bite.
if they sting you, there you go.
You're still thinking about the hamster.
Yeah. If they if they sting you, you could die. But they're so cute and cool looking.
Taylor and I picked up a poisonous, or we picked up a stingray in Florida that had a
Why?
barb on it.
Why?
Why did we pick it up?
Yeah.
It was just swimming around. It was a little baby one. It looked
Oh.
like it was trapped. We picked it up and then we took a video of it and then we went back to the house and we looked at it. It was like the same stingray that killed the alligator
Oh my
hunter.
gosh.
Yeah.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, we were playing with it, just petting it.
Steve Irwin.
Saw
What a
couple
guy. What a guy.
What is that?
That's why I saw an accent.
That's the one. Can you think of on the spot? Can you think of one of the funny stories from our upbringing?
I almost ate that.
I know. I saw your
um.
upper lip bounce off of it.
Well, okay. So Michael was the cutest. You were the cutest child. You were chubby and adorable.
Curly hair.
I don't remember when you had curly hair. But in the beginning, when I said he can title this chicken lumps, that's what he called me. You called me chicken lumps, and I called you Dodo. I always wonder where that came from. Where did chicken lumps come from? Because that has nothing to do with Jen. Chicken lumps. Did I look like a chicken lump?
No, I don't like that word. That word makes me queasy.
Chicken lump.
Face.
I'm trying to
Dodo's
think of
just
any.
fucked up. That makes me sound stupid.
Who?
That makes me just sound
Dodo.
Dodo.
Oh, but it's cute when I'm little. Like 1 year old going, Dodo.
Yes.
When we went back to our house, those brought back some funny memories.
Yeah, but what kind though?
You have to think.
The ones of me getting beat are always funny.
Oh gosh, it was all the time. Always on road trips too. You couldn't last more than like an hour in the car.
I love it to this day. You know how much it takes me to not argue?
Off. Remember that one time where, where I was so pissed at you? You were downstairs and I like stormed off upstairs into my room. And I came back down. I said, I thought you loved me, Mike. I thought you loved me. And you were like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the worst part about arguing with me is I don't ever.
You don't care. I said, I thought you loved me.
Yeah, like you can yell at me as much as you want.
But you don't.
I'll be like, oh, it's all good. It's gonna be cool.
God. I'm blanking.
That's what you do when you go. I blame the lights.
I blame you guys. Okay, I realize it is weird. Is that earrings on? No. Interesting. It's gonna be weird watching this back and then me going, you guys.
Who watches? I never ever watch one of my podcasts back. I would never. Do you know how narcissistic that feels?
I watch your podcast though.
Yeah, other people watch my podcast.
Yeah. So I feel like it would just be natural to me to watch yours.
Yeah, I think you would watch this one.
Yeah, but if I did it all the time,
you're gonna see yourself on it, and you may not want to watch it.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear yourself.
No.
I don't want to hear what I say.
Especially my.
I don't believe half
voice.
the things. Like if I say something and I hear myself, I'm like, I don't. Why did I say that? That's how I spend most of my life. Like I had people come up to me at the gym saying what episode they watched. And my first reaction, or that they just recently found the podcast, how cool it is. And my first reaction said, it was like, oh, that's so cool. My first reaction was like, oh shit, what do they watch?
Yeah.
Like which one do they watch? Because it all depends which day you caught me on.
Yeah. Each podcast is a different mood.
Yeah, if you catch me on a day where I'm like in a pissy mood, then you're gonna get a pissy podcast. Or if like I didn't do well on a test.
I have a funny story.
Okay.
That one time with the earthquake.
Okay.
So I think I was in 6th grade. An earthquake happened, and I was across the street at a neighbor's house, and she came and like hugged me. She was really new. She like new to the neighborhood. But I came back here. Mom and I both came in the door, and you were in 9th grade then. when I'm in 6th grade, and you you came running out of the shower, literally right there. You came to the stairs, near the fence, with your towel wrapped around your waist, and my mom Becky was like, "Are you okay, Mike? Are you okay? Did you feel that?" And you said, "I felt the earth move." After
I did not remember
yes,
that.
you did.
That's not how it
Like,
works.
you said, "I felt the earth move under my feet." And you were dancing right there.
There's no way in hell that happened. That's gonna be the soundbite of this when I post this on Instagram. I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
I remember running outside naked.
Because Kylie was at the door.
Dude,
Kylie came running to the
way
door.
your eyes just went like that, that was terrifying.
What?
I felt like I was in a nightmare. Your eyes just got so big.
Because I remembered.
I didn't do any homework time. We had to get up early tomorrow to do it.
I have to get up at 5:30 to drive back to Salisbury. I still haven't done.
I'll be up by the time.
I still haven't finished my
I'll be
homework.
up by then.
I'm gonna leave by 5:30. Go.
I know it's so weird. It's so weird because I remember. What did you say?
I'm gonna leave by 5:30.
Oh, I remember.
6:30.
I don't remember dancing or singing about the earthquake. I remember. I remember just running out of the shower and like being naked and like seeing like Kylie out front.
Kylie was at the door shaking. You had a towel on though.
I had a towel on.
You had a towel on. You were not completely naked.
I feel like our neighbors always came here whenever anything happened.
Nick would come into our back door literally every day.
Yeah.
Felt so bad for that kid.
You're
at Starbucks
You're
now.
good friends with him, right?
Nick? Yeah, he's cool.
Okay, because I don't want him to hear this and be like, oh, they're not friends. But I don't think
He works at Starbucks. I saw him today at Starbucks.
He was cool. I ran into him, talked to him a little bit. I run into Dave all the time. Dave Grabo. He always comes in the gym.
Yeah,
he
does go to our gym.
That house is just cycling through people. There's people coming in and out.
The new family, I think all their kids speak. The dad's deaf.
Deaf, yeah.
Yeah. I saw him at the pool one time.
If you say they speak sign language, I'm gonna jump out of my seat.
They don't speak sign language.
Okay. They do sign
They
language.
do sign language. Duh. I ain't stupid. But now I think 3 of their kids speak a different language too. I think one's, I don't want to assume, but I know one of the daughters speaks English and then another language. But
I always think it'd be cool to adopt a kid.
I remember I think we were at the gym and we were working out together, and you were saying how you want to adopt an Asian kid and you want to teach them. Well, you said.
Sure, you want to say this?
No. This is not about the adopted kid. You said you want to teach your own kid when they learn how to walk. You want to teach them how to walk on their hands.
Oh yeah,
and not their feet.
Yeah,
so they can just.
Fuck that. The only reason why we walk on our feet is because we don't flip our kids upside down.
So you're gonna teach your
Imagine
kid.
you just rip that
what do you
little.
think Taylor's gonna think about that?
That little sucker right out of the vagina, fresh. Knock off all the goo and everything. You just grab the sucker by the hands.
I almost killed Mom when I was born.
By the feet, and you just put him right on top of his hands. You just have that little sucker walking on his hands forever.
What's gonna happen when he tries to go on his feet? He goes to school and he sees everyone else on their feet?
You want fear.
Huh?
Fear. You're just playing with fear. You got any good grandma stories or anything?
I was gonna say one of my favorite memories is the fishing. Well, grandma.
We went fishing with grandma.
Well, going to our fishing pond.
Were you there when we went fishing with Mom?
And she dragged the fish along the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mom was a terrible fisher.
Isn't it so crazy to think that every family has these stories that seem so huge and so unique, but every family has their own set.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I watched a lot of these podcasts where it was like parents talking about their kids, and they like, oh, our kid's going through that phase now where they don't let their sibling play with the toy, and like, it's just like a little phase. It's just like, and I started thinking about that. I said 18 years is nothing. Mm-mm. If you live for 90 years and you have a kid, you hypothetically only need to take care of them 18 years. Like, I remember being like 4 or 5 years old, and I thought my parents were only my parents. And then when the older you, I mean, I'm 23 now. Dude, 18 years. 5 years ago, my parents could have had nothing to do with me. And my parents are 52 years old. It's only 18 years. They have so much more than just us. Then
Mm-hmm.
you think about that, like, it like dehumanizes. It's like if you just break down 18 years, you can break down each one of those years into a different developmental phase that is shared by millions of other kids. Like, and then you start think of it as like a well-oiled machine to get like your best kid. Because at this stage you do this and you don't do this. At this stage you do this, you don't do this. Like I was hearing an argument made, and it made sense. Like, don't punish your kids anymore. And it was like basically saying, if you don't punish your kids, the kids will self punish themselves, which means they will self correct themselves.
Yep.
And I at first I was like, oh, you gotta discipline your kids, but also whenever you're disciplining your kids, you're
You're taking a
angrier
piece
than
of them.
you're more angry than they are.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, are you angry because you can't control your anger, so you're taking it out of them?
I
Because
see that in the classroom all the time.
yeah,
Especially with boys in school, the way boys behave and the way boys carry themselves is just not meant for a classroom setting for 7 hours a day. It's really not. Girls are able to stay more settled and concentrate, and they're better with words and
yeah,
reading and writing, the main components of school. And some of the boys that I see in the class, for the past 3 years, I've been doing field work. What they do to punish the kids is take away recess, yell at them, take them out of the classroom. And I think the worst thing you can do is take away a kid's
oh
recess
my
because they
god,
need that. And then when they're standing on the wall during recess and seeing everyone else play, they go,
they resent everything.
yeah. And they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to feel comfortable with the teacher. They're just going to keep rebelling and
I remember
going down a dark path.
when they took away recess. That was before I mean, I got all my recess, but I remember them saying that. And even at that age, I was like, that doesn't make sense.
I got 5 minutes taken away one time, and oh, I hated it. I was so embarrassed sitting on a sidewalk watching everyone else play.
Yeah, I got like a whole week kicked off of recess many times for like
Uh,
letters sent home, shit like that. Like you would get letters sent home, and if you got like 3 letters sent home, you would get recess taken away. I remember sitting during like in the cafeteria because it went lunch recess,
yeah.
and I remember there was like it was like you would know that you didn't get to go to recess that day, so they would get everybody up and everyone would walk out, and then you'd be stuck in here inside, and then for the rest of the day you were just a worse of a kid
Mhm.
because you just have all this excess energy. And now at that age, because no one's explaining to you, I mean, they don't explain to you why you're inside. It's like they're taking away.
Because it doesn't make any sense
Doesn't make any
if they
sense.
explain it.
And like the person I was listening to, they were structuring it like this: like instead of saying I will take this away from you if you don't do this, you should tell your kids, I will let you watch this TV show if you don't do this, or like use it as a reward instead of taking it away.
Yep.
Which was like another thing. I was like, that doesn't make sense. But then the more I think of it, I'm like, oh no, that because I mean, essentially what you want for your kid is them to be able to like make their own decisions.
And you don't want your kid coming to school every day knowing something's going to be taken, knowing he's going to get a strike, knowing his name's
Yeah, you
going to
live
go
in
to red,
fear.
her name go to red. Then they're going to be, oh, I'm going to school. I'm going to go to the office. Going to get my mom called.
Yeah.
Like, it just creates a routine. But they just don't care anymore. They don't have any incentive to go to class.
Yeah, recess should be extended, honestly.
Oh, PE should
PE
be
should be
extended.
extended all the time.
When, yeah.
They shouldn't
Curriculum
have
right
to,
now is crazy.
You shouldn't have to sit down in class. Yeah, that shit drives me crazy.
Paperwork in second grade, giving quizzes. Even in first grade, it just doesn't make any sense. Kids are not.
Well, they always want to quiz
Program.
because quizzing's the only way that you can, at least so
Which
far,
I can,
where they can.
if it's like a single worksheet of a quiz.
Yeah.
but they
Even
can-
now to this day, like I took a test last week and I ran out of time. Like there was one question I just didn't have enough time to do it. Everything's on a computer nowadays, and
Yeah.
I get scared on the computer because I go back. I spend most of my time going back because I'm scared I like didn't click the right thing,
Yep.
and you can't like erase that. Like on a test, like even if you circle everything, you can, when you go back and through it, you can change your answer and everything. Even if you go up and turn it, you can be like, oh no, let me go back to my desk real quick and fix it. Once you hit submit, though, you're screwed. It's really
Oh, the other day, this is off topic, but the other day,
Yeah, like this has been on topic at all.
I was it Sunday? I went to dinner with I was in Ocean City. I went to dinner with Sam and his parents, and we were leaving the restaurant, and the hostess gave a mint. Remember those mints Grandma used to have? The little
Yeah,
green
the
mints with the
dissolved.
chocolate with the mint inside.
Oh yeah.
The little
Hmm.
chocolates. They gave me. They had one left, and they gave it to me. And it was so weird because I haven't seen those since Grandma was alive.
Have you ever seen that movie I Am Sam?
No.
You got to see it. It's about a kid with or adult with Asperger's, and it basically shows like him falling in love and then trying to trying to figure out what love is with having Asperger's.
Mm.
It's a really interesting movie. It's one of those movie. Apparently, it's not popular because it's making fun of people with Asperger's, but it's like one of those things where if you're only making fun of them if your acting skill wasn't incredible. Like there's some movies that can get away with it, but I don't think that movie does. But that movie made me cry. That was fucking.
I had a I think at AACC, there was this one student, he had Asperger's, and he and I were mostly partners for everything because I feel like some students get uncomfortable
No, they don't
when,
understand.
yeah, and they're not able to, well, most children with Asperger's is very hard for them to build connection.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like most students feel that. And so they just kind of back away from it instead of
Yeah.
actually trying to
Which is ironic.
get on some level of connection with them.
Yeah.
And so he was always partnered with me because I would just let him talk about anything or, just kind of sit there and listen when some students would just look at him because they feel that, like even just stares, making them feel uncomfortable. But,
But they don't understand. They're like, why?
and he would tell me the same story of like how his parents treated him or his father treated him like
Mhm.
every day. And it just broke my heart. Like,
Yeah.
And then some days I'm not gonna get too into it, but some days he just wouldn't come to school. Like he would come to school with the same pair of clothes that he wore yesterday, and students would ask him why, and then he would have to tell his whole story because he feels like he had to
Yeah.
explain everything for
There's
the
some
one reason why he's wearing the same shirt.
people amaze me with that. I have a class right now with a guy who's on the spectrum, and he always wears black shorts, but he always wears the same color Crocs paired up with his shirt. So like he has like yellow Crocs, red Crocs, blue Crocs, green Crocs, and he only wears he's a fat and he's fat, but he wears only loose clothes and he doesn't wear socks because he doesn't like texture on his feet, and he hates when he. So I asked him this, like he's always like people are weird, like they don't want to ask why like someone with Asperger's or like if they do what they do, like whatever their stemming is, like stemming is what you do. If you have Asperger's, you don't like you stem, like you go like this because you can't control your thoughts. Or there's just no way for your thoughts to get out, so they come out as like physical things. And people are really weird when it comes to like mental illness. They don't want to like talk to the person because they're so afraid to offend them. But it's like you're talking to a neurotypical person and you're not afraid to offend them. Like you want to conversate with these people. Like they want to explain to you why they do it because he does this thing where he like kicks really high every once in a while. He like goes back in his seat, and he's not going to explain it to people because he doesn't think to do it because he just does it, just like you breathe. But he also realizes when people are like watching him every time he does it because he's a big guy doing it. So it's like I asked him, I was like, hey man, why do I understand like you're kicking. I was like, I noticed that you do it, after like every like 20 minutes. He's like, oh yeah, I don't like my shoes touching my feet. I was like, oh, that's that makes sense. It's cool. And he's like, oh, does it bother you? I'm like, no, man, you're cool. You're fine. But he's really smart. Like
But even just asking that question.
Yeah, like, and people get weird. Like even me saying that, people go like, oh, you shouldn't ask them like stuff like that.
No,
Like you're like you're making fun of the mentally ill. It's like no, you're actually embracing them. Like you're making
you're trying to get to
feel
know them
like a normal person. And he's actually really smart. Like he's really good with numbers. Like he remembers dates and he remembers shit like that.
That's how that kid was in my class.
and he has no sense of uncomfortability at all. Like if the teacher asks him a question, he'll literally sit there for a minute and a half, ponder the question, and he doesn't like most kids would like say something that's like half truth, just so they don't have to deal with the silence.
Mm-hmm.
He will sit there and make the whole class stare at him for 2 minutes while he's just like talking to himself. And the professor would move on, which is fine. And then 10 minutes later, you're just hearing him like say the answer. You're like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
He's a crazy guy.
Interesting.
Yeah. You have anything else that you want to say? 'Cause I think we can go ahead and wrap
I
it
feel
up.
like I had so much I wanted to say before I came in here.
Mhm.
That's
Well,
what
you can
bothers me.
always write it down and then we can do it again.
Yeah.
'Cause
Stay
I did that with
tuned.
I did that with my mom the first time, and then the second time.
I feel like I wanted to get deeper into things, but
It's hard. It's weird. It's tiring. I'm tired. I don't.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long day tomorrow.
I know. Tomorrow I have an advising appointment, 2 classes, and then a counseling appointment. Which hopefully it doesn't take too long. But
What time you gotta be up there?
my advising appointment's at 9.
Ugh.
I know.
I used to do that at Towson. I used to get up at 5 o'clock. I still do it actually, but I used to do it. I think I was living at. I think Taylor was at Maryland. She was at ACC, and I would go wake up, and I would go up to Towson to go to class. 'Cause I hated my apartment, and then I think she moved into. She went to University of Maryland for a little bit, and I think I was leaving campus at like 7 a.m. because they started checking for tickets at 7 a.m. I hated Maryland, dude.
Maryland?
University of Maryland.
Oh
I
gosh.
hated it.
I
I've been up to I don't even know what dorm rooms they were, but she was like in this dorm room with just shitty people.
yeah. I
Yeah,
know who
you
they
know who
are.
I'm talking about. Just shitty people.
Very
man.
shitty. Terrible people.
It was like seeing a like a fucking
You know how
butterfly.
many times I wanted to go up there and literally punch them because
Yeah.
Taylor did not deserve it. I mean,
Yeah. It was rough. And I'm just
They are
happy
what-
she's at Virginia Tech now. She's like,
that person is what made middle school and high school
yeah.
terrible. And for her for them to do it too.
Yeah. Well, some people are just pieces of shit, and it is what it is. Yeah, I hated Maryland. It just didn't feel like safe. Like you didn't feel like I was at home. Which like when I'm at Tech, I feel like I'm home, and that's like 4 hours away. And Maryland just feels like you're in the middle of like fucking like hell.
Yeah.
There's no peace
Ever.
on
And it's
campus.
huge.
It's
And
so
it feels huge.
Yeah.
I feel like Virginia Tech's a big college too.
Yeah, but there's mountains.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like
There was a bear on campus 2 weeks ago.
Oh my.
Like it's just nature. It's beautiful. People are nice.
I really have to go visit there.
Like if it wasn't for that shooting they had in 2008 or that when 31 people killed, I think people would say it's one of the best schools in the country.
Really?
I mean, it's absolutely.
Does it look like a castle?
It looks like a castle. It feels like you're in Harry Potter. It's so beautiful. The people are nice. The campus is just safe, and like I always say, that school makes me wish I took college serious. There's no other college like that, but not even to like get a degree again, but just to be able to go to that school. But then again, if Taylor and I wouldn't be able to go to the same school, that wouldn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
You don't think that would work out?
I don't know. I mean, it would if I was working full time. I would have to be working full time, or I could do college full time if I've never worked in my life.
Yeah, you've always worked since like
Yeah, if I like, I
Since you were,
couldn't
like,
imagine.
6 with lemonade stands. You collected that money.
Yeah,
You were like born to work.
I couldn't imagine like just going to school. I mean, I could, and actually, I get
It's like me.
I get very excited about it. Like, oh, that would be so cool. Like, I would do so much better in school if it wasn't for that. But that's whatever. But yeah, I got nothing else to really say.
All right.
You done?
Next time, there will be more.
Yes, guys. Thank you so much for watching episode 34 of the podcast. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are on audio platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play,
That's not
Libsyn.
all that. Oh dang!
How's it doesn't work on SoundCloud? But please leave a rating. I think we're at 6 ratings so far. 2 verbal, written comments. Those help the most. Yeah, guys. Episode 35 will be up next. Have yourself a great week. Thank you so much. Peace.
See ya.